Greetings, theists and non-theists. I am the Atheist Paladin. I'm going to retouch on the separation of church and state. I got a reply from someone. Well, at least I thought I got a reply. I got the mail that says he replied, but it's not attached to my video. Either something screwing up or something. But I'm going to reply to him. I don't think he did a very good job of addressing any of my points in my video. Hell, he says, find where in the Constitution where it says separation of church and state. In my first video, I pointed out other things that we have the rights to don't exist word for word in the Constitution, like the right to privacy or a right to fair trial. They do not exist in the Constitution. There's nowhere that says you have a right to privacy. It says you have the right to not have your documents unlawfully searched or seizured. Privacy is inferred from this. It's also inferred that they don't tap your phones. It doesn't say don't tap phones unlawfully in the Constitution, but you still have that right. Because it's inferred from that. Well, the separation of church and state can be inferred from the First Amendment. But don't take my word for it. Okay, yeah, Thomas Jefferson said there's a separation between church and state. He had a hand in the Constitution. There are many authors that had hands in the Constitution. The biggest one is James Madison. James Madison had the biggest part in the Constitution. So what would he say about the separation of church and state? Well, let's see. It was the universal opinion of the century preceding the last that the civil government should not stand without a prop of religious establishment, and the Christian religion itself would perish if not supported by legal provision for its clergy. The experience of Virginia conspicuously corroborates disproof of both opinions. The civil government there briefed made everything like a social hierarchy, possesses the requisite stability, and performs functions that completes success. With lists, numbers, and the industry and the morality of the priesthood, and the devotion of the people have been manifestly increased by the total separation from church from state. He believes separation in church and state. Just about everybody believed in separation of church and state. Now you bring up the point that they were all religious. Of course, yes. No denial. But, let me add my own spin on this. None of them were Christian. Yes, none of them were professed Christians. Benjamin Franklin was a professed Christian for a while, but he eventually became deists. Most of them were either deists, agnostics, or universalists. None of them were true blue Christians. So they say they had prayer services. Yeah, that's fine. In my video, like I said, I have no problem with prayer. I have a problem with forced prayer. That's why it was removed from school. They removed forced prayer from school. If you want to pray before class or in between classes or during math test, which is most likely time you're going to pray, you're welcome to do so, as so long as it doesn't disrupt school function. I have no problem with that. But when it comes to religious icons, well, now why does the government have to get into that? If a Christian put 10 commandments on government property, then everyone should have equal access. Everybody. Satanists, Wiccans, Buddhists, Hindus, everybody should be able to put their religious junk on public property. Well, you see that's the problem. Then you have religious stuff everywhere on government property. And then what's to prevent someone from making something up and putting it there? And just ad infinitum until you just so cluttered it's ridiculous. So it's better to stay far away from at least religious icons. Yeah, you're free to practice your religion all you want. But as far as my opinion, religious icons go too far. I think In God We Trust or Under God are just a step too far. Because it says that if you're not religious in America, you're not American. And I think this is total bullcrap. So it's not propaganda. It's it's basic rights. The separation of church and state is a good thing, and many of the founding fathers thought it was a good thing too. Benjamin Franklin said it was a good idea. That he said one religion equals a tyranny, two religions equals a civil war, three religions equals public peace. By what he meant that is a multiplicity of religions allows for the greatest stability of a government. If you're not favoring anybody, then it's all good. They all said this about concerning the religion of separation of church and state. So I don't know what's the problem here. The founding fathers thought it was a good idea. So I'm not saying the propaganda. I'm not saying that they were atheists. I'm not saying that you can't even mutter the word God on public property. That, if you're doing that out of your own religious convictions, that's fine. But when you start, dictating laws like blue laws for other people to follow, then that's too far. That's over the boundary, and that's all I'm fighting for here. I'm not fighting for everyone to become an atheist. I'm not, you can pray over your meals. You can pray anytime you want to, really. So that's not the issue here. The issue is whether or not religion can be forced on other people, especially by government and on government property. And this is where I clearly draw the line. So thank you for watching, folks. I'm the Atheist Paladin. And remember, folks, rationality is the path to righteousness.